What's going on? Welcome back to Nate's Recruitment. I'm here with Braxton Dente, and we're talking about the recruiting process today. So, Dent, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So, my name is Braxton. I play quarterback at Talmadge football. And, just talking about the recruiting process, as you know it yourself, it's getting weirder and weirder and just trying to find ways to navigate it.
It is. It changes every day, and everyone's story is a little bit different. So just tell me a little bit how, I know you're a big football guy and you always have been, but how did the recruitment process start for you?
So, it started kind of weird. So, when I've built Twitter over time, and that was probably my biggest thing that I had on other people is I was on Twitter for a long time before anyone else was. And to get that and to starting to get out to coaches, I did it wrong. I should have been posting more as a younger kid, and I think we all have that thing. We should have done more. And to understand that. But as soon as I got into high school, I didn't really think about it. I was going to camps. I'd been going to camps for a year and a half at that time. As soon as I started 8th grade, I started going to college camps. That's when you're allowed to. And I just kind of went to the places that I've always dreamed of playing. Ohio State, Michigan, stuff like that. Just to experience and have that experience of having fun with my friends and understanding where I could be at. And then as soon as it started to go, I did that for about 2 years. Visited every place I've ever dreamed of going. And it was awesome to see how that was and seeing the level of athletes and the level of kids that are now at that school that I remember seeing at camps. Everyone talks a lot about Bryce Underwood. I met him at a Michigan camp. Herb Street's son, Chase, a really good kid, met him at Michigan, and he's ultimately at Michigan now. So it's just kind of see that level of athlete comparing from that camp level, and that's translating to the college level.
Yeah. So
after that, it became my junior year, and I started at Elliott. So getting all that film and, not having enough film it's dire.
I know. I tore my shoulder junior year. I missed a lot of time, and that definitely hurt.
So I think you have a little under. Did you have 3 games?
I had 3 before I got hurt, and then I came back and played 3 more, but I was very limited, still had a torn shoulder and everything.
So I think that's about right. I had 5 games of film. Yeah. Per OSHA transfer rule, I was knocked out of it. So I got to the first couple weeks after, playing you guys, not having a crazy stat game, but I did have good throws. That's the one thing I failed to realize is stats don't matter as much as the stuff that you put on tape.
No, stats do not matter at all.
And, thank goodness my last 2 games versus Alliance and Mogador, I had 375 versus Alliance and 4 touchdowns. So that made it look a little better. And then Mogador, I had 303 with, stuff that hits their hands. And I will say this, as a quarterback, getting your film, cutting it is perfect. Yeah. I can't tell you, I have 3, catches that are on my film that are just drop passes, but they looked great. So I'm like, I got to put it in there.
Yeah.
But towards this last year, and I will say this, it's time to get serious. And, what I did is I started, focusing on schools that either truly reached out to me, that I talked to on a daily basis. And for people who do not know, I'm committed to Teal Football. It is a D3 school in the PAC in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. I'm going there in December.
Congratulations, man. That's huge.
Thank you.
It's a big step to actually find a home and find a place that you fit in and to be able to take that next step and commit. That's fantastic, bro. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. It's weird. You kind of want to wait, but you can't wait. Yeah. And to figure that all out and to actually have people that I spend time with on every weekend. Mm-hmm. Anytime they're at home, I'll go watch them. And even when they have a bye week, I went and sat and watched my film. I watched my half-year film. And I asked, hey, what can I do? What can I do? They sat me down. They walked me through all the plays. They knew I was committed at that point. And to understand, to actually be somewhere where they want you is important. I can't tell you how many times, as someone who's been at 3 schools and at a point 3 years, to actually be somewhere where you feel loved and that there's not going to be change within your first year, it's good.
That's fantastic.
There's that pressure that just goes away.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And it's so hard to choose because the way that not only the portal but coaches, everyone can just leave at the snap of a finger, and you have no idea where anybody's going to end up. That's so hard for me right now to try and get through that because it's I'm building a relationship with a coach, but I don't know where he's going to be next year, and I don't know who's going to be at this school next year. Or you really have no idea. But to know that, it's there and have that security, is just, that makes the whole difference. It does.
Absolutely. And, the greatest thing is, I don't even think I've told you this before, is I'm their first recruiter. I'm their first recruit.
Yeah.
I'm their first guy that this coach has chosen to play quarterback.
I like that.
So to have that and to know, like, they've talked to my dad, they have D3s are known for bringing in schools. They're not like that. They are actually cutting people that shouldn't be there. And I'll tell you, you see them. You see who's getting cut.
Yeah.
But to to actually be there and understand how much they love you, like, it's different.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about myself because, everyone's journey is different. And this is a test to that is like we, two guys are on the same team now, totally different paths. So last year I missed a lot of time too. And I had nothing. Like I wasn't talking to any schools. I mean, I ended up in the spring rolled around. I was talking to Penn a little bit of FAU, went out and visited both of them. And they both told me, come back for camps and we'll figure it out. And then, so my birthday hits in May and I'm like, man, senior year and I got nothing. And then, that team combine was like, man, that helps so much. If you have a coach who can put together a combine, that is all the difference. Because all these scouts I've talked to, all they said is they just want to see you work out. They want to see how you move. They want to see how you change direction, how you jump, how you run. How are you with your teammates and everything like that? How do you compete? And actually, after that day, I was able to pick up my first 2 offers from Youngstown State and Penn. And probably not going to go to either of those schools, but it is still like, it's still good. I still appreciate them. First schools to actually take interest in me. But that's just a test to like everyone's story is different. If you're going through this process, like don't look at somebody else and be like, man, that should be me. Like I'm better than him. But everyone's story is different. Everyone's got a different life. Don't like compare yourself to others. And that's like so hard. It's scrolling on Twitter and seeing 8 guys with big offers. And it's like, dude, I beat that dude like 2 times last year. It's like so annoying.
Absolutely. I did that yesterday. I used to do this all the time.
Yeah.
And to a part of being a competitor, I saw Bryce Underwood at a camp, and I'm like, that dude's not that good. I'm better than him. But to realize he's 6'5" and, made to be a D1 athlete, the dude's fast. Like, and all that, to realize that was my biggest thing is I look at these other guys and understand, I still do it. And, it's a fault of my own, but that's just that competitor in my head talking, hey, you're better than this guy. You should be in this position. You shouldn't. Problem is, here's the thing, they're not going to play for 3 years. I'm going to go playing within a year.
Exactly, bro. You got to do what's best for you. Everyone's story is different. But I like the competitor because that's all that it is. If you can make it in this world, you have to be a competitor. And I'm seeing it now of guys who rolled through high school and look great, and then they get there and they don't make it because they don't got it like that.
It's absolutely, it's only the strong will survive, and some people aren't made for that, and they find out early. Within the first year. If you can make it past your second year, you're good.
You're good. But I've talked to a lot of guys that say, if you don't know, fall camp is a big thing in college football, and that is like 3 weeks of the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. And I've talked to Amir and some of the other guys who play, and they said like, you will be surprised how many dudes just drop after that. Because our high school fall camp is nothing compared to what they go through.
I will say this, like, out of every school, Talmadge has been the easiest. Like, we don't really condition.
No, we don't run. We don't lift that hard. It's like, for us to get to where we are with what we've gone through I think that's impressive, honestly.
For sure. And I mean, 2 wins that I would, for lack of a better term, we had to fight out. You got to fight every game. Obviously, there are some wins, that I thought there are some losses that should have been wins. Sure. And I think, looking back on that, every week, I don't know about you, I look back on Brecksville and I'm disappointed in myself.
Every day.
Every day I think about that and, man, I wake up, man, what could I have done?
Right, yeah, Brecksville and Revere, I both look and be like, man, we should have had those ones. But
Absolutely. But here's the thing, you can't look back. You can't look back in anger. You can't be mad about that. You know why? Because you had the opportunity to do and you didn't. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just kind of the weird thing. And that's the weird thing is, like, talking to coaches, they don't care about – they don't. They don't care
about the record.
Absolutely. I talked to my coaches and, I talked to him. I was like, hey, coach, like, disappointed we lost today. It was a game we could have won. Honestly, I just got to get back to the board. And he's like, I don't care about the wins and losses. in high school football because it's not me. I like the way that you looked out at it. You know, you got to get something better. He goes, I like that you told me that. It's not a joke or anything like that. You're telling me how you feel after a game. And that's what I need out of my quarterback. That's what I need his reaction to be.
Yeah. I talked to a coach from Drake. I still talk to him a lot. Good guy. But he called me last week, and I told him about our record and everything, and he started making fun of me. He was laughing at us. He was like, dude, what happened? And so, I want to ask you, because I know how I feel, but when we're in a position that we are, how do you keep going? Because, a lot of guys, we've seen it, are just, they're mailing it in. They've given up. It's just like they're not trying, they're not working. Like, how do you keep going when we have 2 wins?
So it's between the fact of I know I have college football ahead of me. I know that's where I'm going to be. But I do feel like I owe everyone and my friend, these are the last, what would we count it, 6 practices?
Yep.
Well, my best friends. The last 6 practices with my best friends, and, I don't have the opportunity to, do that again. You're gone with me.
Yeah.
We're in December, we're leaving.
Yeah, we're out.
I don't get to see Jiv. I don't get to see Sonny. I don't get to see Raiden. And, even guys that don't play football with us, Barker.
Yeah.
I see Barker and Andreas every day at practice.
Yeah.
And, to realize that that's not going to happen again, I owe them something for guys that aren't going to play in college.
Yeah.
I hope Sonny Kuba plays in college. He should deserve it.
He deserves it. I think he will.
Caleb Johnson, guy loves football. He'll never play in college. He'll never play football again.
Yeah.
And to kind of realize that I got to do that for them and know how much they want to win these last 2 games, it's kind of how I keep going.
I agree with you there. I am playing for my boys, and knowing that this is the last time we will ever play with them, even though our careers aren't over, but it's the last time we're together for sure. But part of me, I'm definitely playing for some selfish reasons right now because, I'm not committed yet. And so I'm still trying to prove myself and find a home. And also I want to get first team, suburban and everything. But that's I'm still trying to prove myself. I feel like these last 2 games can change everything.
So there's obviously the power of a game. As I talked about, and I've talked with you, I didn't have the best game my first game. We played Indian Valley, who that year won the state championship. Yeah. Not a easy versus a city league team. Not going in our favor. But the power of 2 games, what they can do. I put almost 700 passing yards within 2 games.
Big.
With 865 on the total, you don't know how much you could go out and have 4 sacks this week. I hope you do, because it makes my job easier.
Yeah,
not having to put as many points on the board as, we should. I think this week, from what we've seen, and obviously us watching film, is they're not that good.
No, they're
yeah. And and this is not a selfish thing, get your stats up this game. If I throw for 500 passing yards, break every Ty Hurst record I can, that would be amazing. But if Sonny goes and breaks that record, I feel the same.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all about winning. And if you don't win, there's no fun. I can't tell you, I passed for 375. I say this in my head all the time.
Yeah.
375, 4 touchdowns, had so many dropped and broke all the records that I wanted to at thing. And it didn't matter because I lost. Because no one looks back on that game besides my grandma, who loves to tell me about it. And everyone will say, but you lost.
That's all people think about, really.
Absolutely. I've had the excuse come up to me, Brax, you don't play defense. I know, but my defense is putting more points on the board, and I don't do that.
Yeah. And also, knowing that we got 2 left, and to, want to go win those last 2, and not only for, being with my friends, but one day my son's going to ask me, you played football? How were you guys your senior year of high school? 4 and 6 sounds a lot better than 2 and 8.
I'm lying to my kid. My kid's gonna hear I was 10 and 0. But I'm gonna no. But seriously, I think you, as along with me, I've experienced about the end of this, I've experienced 44 Friday nights on the sidelines, not including the ones that I waterboyed, which I did for 4 years. I've experienced 44 high school football games. There's something special. And here's the thing I want to ask you, and, sorry to take this away and make this part of my podcast too. Everyone talks about that Friday night feeling, right? Mm-hmm. What is your Friday night? Like, what is your favorite feeling on that Friday? What's your favorite feeling? What's your favorite part in the locker room? And what's your favorite away game? I know mine.
Okay, so, I mean, I know I'm a big guy, but I'm so nervous rolling up to the game. All Friday day, I'm like, butterflies, I'm terrified. And it's, and you can ask a lot of guys, I don't know how you are, but it's until that first hit. Once I get hit once, it's like, all right, this is another Tuesday. But, man, until then, I'm just shaking. I was so nervous sitting at home. Last week, we had to play, and we didn't have school, and that was brutal. That killed me. I had nothing to do, and I was just stewing the whole day. But those nerves really do get to me. But, just being out there and looking around and, like, once you get over the nervousness in a game, because especially when I was a younger kid, like a sophomore playing varsity, like I was really nervous the whole game. But now it just feels like, it's another Tuesday. You're just playing football.
Absolutely. I think after you get past week 1, you feel normal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will say that. Ooh, and what is your favorite away game?
My favorite away game? Man, that is a tough one. Last year we played at Green. And it was like pouring rain the whole game. We lost by 6. But that was probably my favorite away game I've ever played. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
Even to lose, but I had so much fun. Rain games are so much fun.
They are. But you got to experience, like, as a quarterback, it is because you're so worried about everything.
Oh, yeah.
My first touchdown on varsity was in an away game.
Really?
It was week 3 versus Buckeye. I threw it. I got the ball back, and I threw it straight to my dad on the sidelines. I'm like, that is not going in the ball bag. That's getting put away.
Smart.
And but no, I will say this. So going back to your first thing, you said, you get butterflies. Before the Elliott game, and this is with all added pressure of me being at Elliott that year and coming in here, I couldn't eat from Tuesday on.
Oh.
So I kind of figured that would come. And, Lilo did a lot of stuff for me, filmed everything of the game. I asked him to do that earlier. He's like, hey, man, would you want to, like, film a series and stuff like that? Ended up being 1 episode, but something I could show my kids, man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
But it was awesome. And all the added pressure and just worrying about everything. Man, as soon as that first hit came and I threw my first completion and I threw the touchdown to Lucas, oh, it was smooth sailing, man.
Oh, yeah.
After that first hit, but even after I left and I got done, you walk into Canes, you feel like the man, and then to realize, like, they're going to kick you out 10 minutes later because something stupid's going to happen.
So, okay, what's it like? Because I was talking to somebody about this. I don't think I could play quarterback just off the fact that I'm so nervous the first, like, couple plays. Like, how do you, like, handle that the first play of the game?
So obviously throughout the week you kind of understand, like, you learn what you're going to be, your first play is going to be.
Yeah.
And sitting there, you kind of, I always hate starting on offense first, by the way.
I like it because I don't have to do it.
I know, that's literally the same thing. I'm like, I like people setting the tone. I'm not a tone setter. I'm kind of a flow guy.
Okay.
And obviously with the hair is kind of a flow guy. But you kind of just sit there and, you let the defense start it off. You let them create the energy because why? Those are your energy guys, your middle linebacker. But once you, like, sit there and no matter where you are, you got to run to your head coach and your OC. So I run over there, and you kind of, like, sit there, listen to the play, walk out, calm the boys down, and just say, hey, man, you hear it in the huddle. I go, hey, man, let's just have a fun time, man. Let's have some fun. Hey, and I call the play. And then you just kind of sit there. You sit across the guys you've been staring at all week on the computer. And it's real life. You got the bands playing, and, it's something.
Yeah.
It's something different. You got to stay calm, too. You can't. And to have that pressure, you can't go out of the game, man. No. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to lay on that ground. And specifically this week, I took a hit, and I just wanted to be on the ground for 2 more seconds, but I had to kind of do a push-up, and if I wanted to stay in a plank and just get myself up, it's what you got to do.
Got to do it. So how do you think this year has affected your recruitment?
I think it was weird. Not a lot of people look at my senior film, as you know. With just getting stuff out and knowing that I was committed really early, that's kind of a hard question because I knew where I was going to be and I was going to be at Teal. But yeah, like talking with D2s, and I'll tell this, D2 does not want you unless you're a D1 guy and who's going to probably go D1. They don't want you until after the season. And the problem is graduating to December, like, they've offered. I talked to all those guys that I went out to Edinburgh for a visit. I talked to all the guys. They're like, man, we got offered in January. I go, if I get offered in January, that's the problem, man.
It's too late.
It's too late. And if here's the thing, a school that's already offered me, and I don't have many offers, I can't mess around with them. I gotta take that.
Yeah, that's fair. Because right now I'm really pressed on. So if you don't know, they just moved the transfer portal back. It used to be 2 portals. Now that it's just 1, but instead of December, it's all the way in January. And so I was pressed because I had a few schools that were telling me, hey, we like you, but we just want to see if a defensive lineman leaves in the portal, we're gonna come get you. But now the portal's so late, like I don't have time to wait till January 15th to.
Even you got to think about it. Who just got fired in college football?
Exactly.
Penn State guy. Where do Penn State guys? They may not go back to Ohio State, but where do guys drop down to?
Yeah, they're all gonna fall out.
And you kind of fall into the max, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of that's where you're competing. You're not competing against the guy 15 miles away from you for an offer anymore. No. That's the rough part. I'm competing against the 22-year-old from Penn State who's started, who was a 5-star, who's getting paid to go to that school, by the way. And that's the crazy thing, man. I don't know. It's hard. And especially, I saw this, NACO's talked about it. Yeah. If your coach got fired, you get an extra 5 days.
Yeah, you do. But it doesn't start until the new coach gets hired. And so some of those guys could be, they might be out of luck if this new coach doesn't come in soon enough.
And when do you officially say, man, I gotta go to the school. I can't wait on you guys anymore. Yeah. And we all have that dream of, we want to go, we want to be there on national television, we want to be on ESPN, but when does it come to the point to be like, I gotta do this for school? Yeah. You can't, as much as, Penn or Drake or anything would be awesome, man, you got to pay all that money. It's not a scholarship.
Yeah, it's not those Ivy League schools. They don't give money, and it's just like, I can't afford that.
No, and they're not a school that'll NIL to get your school paid for. It's not what's going to happen.
It's all right. I mean, I've got other offers, and I'm figuring it out. I got time.
Hey, man, God's got you, man.
That's exactly right.
It's the thing I had to look at is, I hate making it about me, and all my journey and stuff, but we all understand. I've told you about my journey in details, man. Oh, yeah. And when I say this, I've been at 3 schools in 3 years. That's what happened. This is my 3rd school, but my 4th school. I've been at 4 different schools. You kind of you got to trust them, man. And you're not knowing, man, it's scary. And, it is. I've been given the opportunity. Everyone brings up, and I don't know if you've ever heard that I've been bring up the Wadsworth fact that I could have been going to Wadsworth, and I went to Wadsworth. I never went to Wadsworth, but I had that choice between Barberton and Wadsworth. I know it's crazy, but what if I, you kind of think of that what if moment. What if I went to Wadsworth? Yeah. Am I playing right now? Do I get hurt? I mean, that's a different
butterfly effect. Changes everything. Mm-hmm. All right, one last question for you before we get out of here. So, a football player, you take a lot of visits. No matter if you have an offer from that school or not, everybody takes a lot of visits. So, what was your favorite visit?
My favorite visit of all time, it was last year. We went to Toledo. Okay. And as someone who's been, playing football for a while and meeting a lot of the guys, I got to see one of my best friends, Cooper Rusk. He played at Nordonia a couple of years ago. I think graduated in 2019. Okay. I got to see him, man, and growing up, I had, when you grow up and you're a middle schooler and throwing all these high school guys, they don't want to throw with you because you're not a high schooler. Yeah. Cooper was always the guy that took care of me, man. That's kind of how I was introduced to all these people. Andrew Wilson Lamp from Massillon was there, and seeing all those guys that I trained with growing up, it was cool. And it was an ice cold game. That was a fun one to go to.
The Glass Bowl is beautiful.
It's a beautiful stadium, man. It would be so hard not to play there. It'd be awesome, especially with you, man. If you get the opportunity, take that, man. You get to be with Amir and all those. You get to be with guys you got to play high school football with, man. That's amazing.
That was awesome.
Favorite Max Stadium? Tell me.
Man, Max Stadium?
Yeah.
I mean, it is the Glass Bowl. It's the best stadium.
Yeah, it's hard. OU's amazing.
Oh, he was amazing. Ball State was really nice too.
College football 25. I played at my home stadium is Akron.
Akron's is nice.
'Cause I-
Info Station is beautiful.
Because it shows where I park. I park at Akron, so that's where it is. It's my favorite one.
All right. Kent State's isn't bad either.
No,
I
it's
hate it.
not. It's just in the middle of nowhere.
It
That's
is.
the rough part.
I don't love Buffaloes. I don't love the track.
No, I can't get a college with a track. Can't do it.
I don't know. Don't love that, but I get it. You know, they don't have space. It's Buffalo.
Eastern Michigan's is fire.
Yeah, that gray field is beautiful.
It's great. Western's pretty good too.
I think the best visit I've ever went on was probably it was Ohio State.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It was Ohio State. You know, I have a PWO from Ohio State. Man, they fed us like 3 full course meals, whatever you wanted. They had a host to walk me around wherever I wanted. It was fantastic. But I'd say the best city was definitely OU. Athens is fantastic.
Why is that, Nate?
I mean, okay, so I don't like big cities. Penn is in downtown Philly. I hated that. But OU, right on like a big river. I'm a big fishing guy. I know Teal's by a lot of water.
You're coming up, dude. I'm on Erie.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll come fish with you.
let's go.
But yeah, it's a big journey. A lot of decisions that go into it, and a lot of hard work and time. But you know, I know this process is what's setting us up for life. So
For sure. It's the hard work you put in now. And I had a coach tell me this once. His name is John Kaminsky, played in the NFL, played at Charleston. Imagine the work you put in the next 2 months to set you up for the next year.
Yeah.
And imagine the work you put in the next year to set you up for the next 4 years. And with the next 4 years, you'd set your whole life up and not have to worry.
100%.